Hi, guys. Good afternoon, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in tonight's video, I wanted to share my thoughts and theories with you guys about the potential return of a character, and we're going way back here to season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead. I just finished binging season 1. I own it on Blu-ray, and it is seriously probably my favorite or one of my favorite seasons of the show. Actually, it is my favorite season of the show, with and then next to it season 4. And after watching season 1 here, I just realized how not good. I mean, they were okay, but nowhere near in terms of quality were seasons 2 and 3 as good as season 1 or season 4. But season 4 got new showrunners and it underwent a soft reboot, and season 5 looks and sounds really promising, especially with Dwight crossing over to join Morgan for another crossover event. So that's exciting. What I wanted to talk to you guys about is the possibility of a return of a character going way back to season 1 here. We met him in the pilot episode of Fear, and then he was also in the second episode. He went to go retrieve supplies from the school with Madison. Tobias, who was the kid who tried bringing a knife to school, and Madison threatened to expel him, but he couldn't care less about being expelled because he was more concerned about the impending apocalypse. Like, this kid, this character, was the only one in the whole first season who actually had an inkling or any kind of clue as to what was really going on and what was about to happen, because he had heard and seen and read stuff online. He already knew about the possibility of the dead walking amongst us, and like there was a virus or something that was spreading nation and worldwide, and he was prepared. He was ready to go, and overall he was just a very likable, strong, supporting side character. And of course, he was like one of the few people who had actually had any idea what was going on. And you need a character like that in any zombie apocalypse story or any apocalypse story, but someone who actually knows what's going on and isn't confused and scared and wondering what's happening. He actually knew what was happening, or at least had the strongest suspicions about it. And of course, he was absolutely right. And I just really personally enjoyed the character. Like, I loved the second episode a lot, and one of the reasons why I love the second episode of season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead is because he and Madison kind of have this little side mission where she goes to the school to get confiscated pharmaceuticals for her drug addict son, and he goes there to get his knife back and then get food supplies from the cafeteria. Like, this kid is on his game. He is on point, getting ready for the impending zombie apocalypse. And unfortunately, we never saw him after that. The last time we saw him, he was alive and well, and Madison had dropped him off at home. And she invited him to join her and her family, but he politely declined and said something like, "This doesn't end," or "This doesn't end here." And then he walks inside his house, and that was the last we saw of him. So the last place, Tobias's last location was Los Angeles, California, where season 1 took place. Since then, the show has jumped from Los Angeles to Baja to Mexico, then up to San Diego, and now season 4, and then presumably season 5 will be in Texas. I think there's a good chance, well, I don't know if there's a good chance, but I think there is a slim chance Tobias could return someday to the show. This is why I think that. Fear the Walking Dead has already surprised us a few years ago when they brought Daniel back halfway through season 3. Oh my God, I thought he was dead. You know, we all thought he was dead, that he had perished in that fire when he was going a little crazy, but he survived. He had survived the fire, and he had persevered, and he had moved on, and he had reunited with some of his former companions. So that was kind of a big bombshell, and they brought back a surprise character. Despite the actress saying she's not coming back and what everybody else says, I still think there is a slim chance Kim Dickens could return as Madison, our former leading lady, who unfortunately, spoiler alert, died this most recent season, halfway through season 4, presumably. But it was an off-screen death. It was only implied. So she most likely is dead, but there's always a slim chance she could return. Now, my biggest case for why Tobias could return is this. Season 8 of The Walking Dead from about a year ago, the war with the Saviors and between the Saviors and the Allied communities had begun. And one of the first casualties during a raid on a savior outpost was long lost survivor character from season 1, Morales. And that was a bombshell. Nobody had seen this character for almost 7 years. The last time we saw Morales was when he and his family parted ways with the Atlanta group right before our original characters first went to the CDC. That was like almost 9 years ago now. And we finally saw him for the first time, a year ago back in season 2 of episode 8. And it was just one of those biggest WTF OMG moments ever, where it's like, it was so unexpected and so, just pulled out of nowhere. You're just like, oh my God. And of course, they immediately axed him in the following episode. Daryl kills him. But, he had some interesting screen time and dialogue between him and Rick, because Rick actually remembered and recognized him, and then we heard his tragic backstory and whatnot. My point is that the fact that Walking Dead could bring back a character who had been absent for so many seasons, for such a long time, bring him back in some tiny capacity, no matter how big or small a role he had, I think Fear could follow suit, because Fear has taken a lot of pieces of advice out of Walking Dead's playbook. For example, season 3 premiere of Fear the Walking Dead, we saw the death of a major character. Spoiler alert, Travis Manoa. And that was like a year after the season 7 premiere of Walking Dead, where we saw the unforgettable, brutal deaths of Glenn and Abraham at the hands of Negan. So, again, both shows in a season premiere lost a major character or major characters. So I think that Fear very well could take another chapter out of Walking Dead's playbook and bring back a long-lost character, the long-lost character being Tobias. He could certainly have survived the initial outbreak and somehow, some way, makes his way to Texas, encounters our new group of characters. Madison is out of the picture, but it stands to reason he would remember and recognize Alicia, because he remembered Nick from season 1. He told Madison he remembered her son from when he was in high school. So it stands to reason that, and then Madison's daughter Alicia went to the same high school she worked at and that Tobias attended. So it stands to reason that Tobias would remember Alicia at least, and then Alicia could explain to everyone, this is Tobias from the beginning. So personally, I would like to see something like that happen or unfold. I don't know if we'll get that or not, but it sure is fun to think about and speculate. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think Tobias could return for season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead, or any potential upcoming season of Fear, assuming it goes on for another couple years? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. Don't forget to tune back later tonight for my episode review of the latest episode of The Walking Dead, which premieres later tonight on AMC. Have a great rest of the night, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.